I gotta make this short video from the peeps. like I come from a place in Liberty, Texas, where it got I got abandoned by all the people that I like, and so I kind of hold a grudge, And but I realized that it was like a mind control experiment that was done on the town in 2016, and it continued on later on. Folks, we're not all bad. There's some people that act bad, but really they're just being mind controlled by the government. Like some of these people that act like thugs, they're being conditioned to be thugs with the rap music, But and it's to make conflict. Nothing ever is gonna be good, because the elite want to divide and conquer the people here in the United States. They want to dominate the people so that they no longer have leaders or anybody. It reminds me of that time, when Donald Trump brought the cousin of Martin Luther King or some shit, and she started saying that Martin Luther King wasn't for equality or some shit, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm looking at Donald Trump's followers. They're just kind of listening to Donald Trump, but they're not. The thing is, here to be an activist, to be a person that stands up for tyranny, stands up to tyranny. You gotta be somebody that isn't brainwashed. But I keep looking at Johnny Ballhead Johnny, and they really did mind control that guy, man. And he got bald, real bald, and he never said a word after that. So that's an example, folks. We're not all bad. Some of us folks out here, we're actually, what we're seeing here in the United States is that Donald Trump wants to label everybody a terrorist and a homeland security threat to national security, and wants to deport all the people that he don't like. And here in the United States, we gotta look at it like this and like that, and his followers. In the end, he will brainwash you. The government will brainwash you and do stuff to mess with your mind. Because the conditioning isn't just in the movies, folks. It's with the government also. It's with politicians. It's with activists. It's with all kinds of things. And the further you go out and you try to find somebody that's decent, that will talk normal, without being brainwashed by the government or by the media, you gotta find somebody that's real, because there's not many left. Everybody wants to condition and brainwash everybody else, and that's why we're stuck in this problem with Donald Trump. And Donald Trump stuck the middle finger at some guy that was calling him a pedophile. And I'm like, it's pedophile fights back. Oh my God, the pedophiles are fighting back. Are we there for Donald Trump sticking the middle finger at the working class folk, a billionaire putting down his fellow Americans? Are we there? Are we there now? Is that what America has become? America has become the elite, sticking the middle finger at the working class Americans that fuel the economy, that fight their military, that work as soldiers, that die for freedom, that die in the wars that they cause. Donald Trump is merely a puppet, or it should be merely a puppet, but he isn't. And when he stuck the middle finger at that working class American, you know, I kind of looked around and I'm like, you know, he might as well just be sticking the middle finger at all the people that work, you know. And like, how are we supposed to back up Donald Trump, you know? Should we stand up for pedophiles? Because it looks like Donald Trump is standing up for pedophiles. He was like, fuck you. He's like, fuck you, I stand with the pedophiles. Here's my middle finger, I stand for the pedophiles. That's what's going on, folks. That's the kind of America we are in. And as long as the white people continue to ignore this, then, you know, we're gonna see an America that's no longer for freedom of speech, freedom, and the American dream will be erased from the planet. But like, it's like for real. When Donald Trump stuck the middle finger at a working class American, he was like we were stuck, we were confused, we were like, are we supposed to defend the pedophiles now? Well, what the fuck was going on here? That guy, like, you know, like, obviously somebody insulted the guy, Donald Trump, and he stood up to the guy, but like, really, like, for real, man, we're looking at a pedophile, folks, that's leading America into war with Iran. And the treaty and the deals with Iran, we're just getting closer and closer to continuing the war. And it makes me sick, it makes me nauseous to see so many soldiers giving up their lives for somebody that doesn't care about them, somebody that really is for the interests of the pedophile elite.